It's a few days before Christmas here in Michigan. I'm on my way to work. I do seasonal work for UPS as a seasonal support delivery driver, SSD they've called it. It used to be called PVD, personal vehicle delivery. I've been doing it for a few seasons and I can't remember how many seasons now, 5 or 6 or something. And it's only for a few weeks, come around Black Friday till Christmas. I'm going to take you on a journey with me to show you what I do and what's involved. This vlog is going to take a few days of filming because I got to get the job done, so I don't have much time for filming a lot. So what you're going to see over the next so many minutes is a few days worth of filming. They're getting bigger from me. Now, here's the clue. If you're going to order something heavy, get it delivered and make other people carry it. I like it. It's a pretty good seasonal job. It's full on. I get tired. I come home tired. All I want to do is veg out when I get home and fall asleep and wake up early for the next day. There's 2 ways to do seasonal work. One is to drive their trucks or drive your own vehicle. There's pros and cons to both of those systems. If you drive their trucks, and it might not be one of their trucks, it could be actually a U-Haul, because in this regional center where I'm at, they actually rent out all of the U-Hauls in town to help with the seasonal deliveries. To do those jobs, you actually get more hours. But it's a bit of a process to get that. You have to have a chauffeur's license, you have to get a medical, you have to do like a week's long training, and all that's paid for. When I did it on Zoom. I earned about $600 that week for that training. I can't remember actually, I got it on record somewhere, but in some places you might have to travel somewhere to spend there a week, and you might earn $1,000 because you get paid per diems, staying overnight at a hotel and stuff like that, and travel. Just the training itself is quite profitable, and then you're full on into the delivery mode. When you use your own vehicle, you get paid the same per hour, but you also get 67 cents a mile. So it can be really quite profitable. But the con to that is you're using your own vehicle. Over the last few weeks, I'm nearly finished the season now, I've already put on 3,000 miles on the car. I'm not sure if you can hear it. There's a shake in the car because I go on the country roads and there's potholes everywhere. And it can be quite taxing on your car. For that 67 cents a mile, you want to put that aside for your vehicle maintenance. You know, you need tires, shocks, brakes, and stuff like that. Earlier this year, I spent $1,100 on the whole brake system. So, you know, fixing those things could last you a few years. So you don't want to just spend that money thinking you've got disposable income and then you don't have money for your car, because you'll get in financial trouble doing that. This is useless. When manufacturers put a great big thing like this, they think they're getting free advertising, but the only people that are going to see it are delivery people, and we don't care. But what you've done is you've created spoilers. This is for Christmas. So the manufacturers have done a disservice. No one's seeing it. This is great packaging, no one knows what it is. But this, and it's really good for porch pirates too. Porch pirates can pick what they want. See, nobody cares. About 4 people in the whole transit system from manufacturer to delivery see the box. So stop advertising what's in the box on the box. I had that happen to me. I ordered a present for my daughter, she got it, and on the box was the packaging. She saw what it was for Christmas before she got to open it. That's on me. This part is the slowest part of the journey, is sorting out and putting in your car one at a time in order. What I do is I start off at the bottom, put my last stops in the car first, and number it from 1 to say 30, and then I do a countdown when I drop them off. So I'll go 30, 29, 28, and then I know, so especially when there's multiple packets, so there's 5 packets that goes to one place, I just look for all the 5s. I have to use my glasses because I can't see the tiny numbers, and sometimes I forget my glasses. Squinting my eyes to try and bend my iris to try and read things. Car is loaded for the first load, and I got that many to go. I could fit more in there, but the next package is too big to go in the order. So I'm just gonna deliver this one and then come back for the rest. UPS is a really good company to work for the fact of all the benefits. You get paid overtime after 8 hours if you're working part-time. I think it's different if you're full-time. But after 8 hours, you start getting paid overtime per day. And on the 6th day, if you work Monday to Friday and you work a 6th day, which is Saturday, you get paid overtime for every hour on the Saturday. Some people work here even once a week just to keep the benefits. $10 doctor visits, dental, eyes, medical, and there's hardly any deductible, hardly any. So there was this kid that I met here. He won $1 million in a scratchy ticket. And he bought himself a muscle car. Anyway, he kept working here just to keep the benefits, because otherwise you don't have to earn a lot in this country to hit middle class. And if you don't have very good benefits, you can go bankrupt really quickly in this country. So benefits are a really huge thing. But the trap is once you get benefits, you're kind of stuck with that company. It's kind of, you're chained to it, because if you move jobs, if you change jobs to another company, you lose your benefits and you start all over again. You go out on your own, you get your routes, and you go out, and then if you finish your route, then you can start helping the other drivers, and that'll give you more miles, more hours and stuff like that. This next place I'm going to, I've delivered here for a number of years and I just recently delivered it for this season, and I saw the guy come out and said, I started talking to him, and then this lady says, "Oh, hello," and I thought she's a friendly lady, and I knew her. Their kid goes to school with Dakota, and we're friends with them. We had them at our house. So it's funny when you deliver somewhere and you funny circle of happenstance. I've delivered to them for years and now I know them, and I didn't know they lived here. Hello?
Okay.
It's your daddy's.
Oh.
There you go. Tell your mama say hello.
Okay.
See ya. Well, that was convenient. You're welcome. See you later. I feel such relief. I got to go to the toilet. My bladder is still thanking me. Been hanging on to that thing for a good couple of hours, onto that pressure. Once I had to do a number 2. I know there was a gas station a few miles up the road. I said, oh, I've got all these stops to do. I've got all these deliveries to do before I get that far. So I don't want to drive all up that way, then to have to drive all the way back. And it was starting to go dark. So I wanted to get as much as I can done before it gets dark. After an hour and a half, oh my gosh, I was in so much abdominal pain hanging on to this number 2. And I swear I just made it, but it was so painful. You know what I love? I love when I go to a place and they give you treats for Christmas. My mother-in-law, Erin's mum, she puts treats out for the delivery drivers. It makes you feel appreciated and oh yeah. And I've had a lady up here give me chocolate clusters, homemade chocolate clusters. Oh great, the husband came up to me and says, thanks for taking those, otherwise I have to eat the freaking lot. So that was really good, but it doesn't happen a lot. I've only had that once this season so far. But in another area, when Cassidy was with me, we got it all the time. It was awesome. He's coming to places and they've got stacks. Look, see, thank you. There's a dog here. It has a muzzle. Actually, there's like 3 dogs. But 1 dog has a muzzle. Apparently 2 dogs are good. 1 dog has a muzzle because it does bite, but it has a muzzle. There's a couple of properties that I'm a little bit afraid of. This is one of them. No barking. They want to eat me. There he is, that one without the muzzle. Hey, chicken. So, occasionally occasionally, when I say occasionally, could happen every day, have to meet another driver and take more loads off him. So I already did that this morning, and now I just did it again. Picked up about nearly 30 stops just now. And the trouble with this is, because I don't get to control sort it out properly, it's basically just thrown in the car, right? And so when I get to an address, I have to try and search for it, or I'll get something that's in the back there. I say, okay, I'm going to that address first, and I'll unload that those lot of packages, especially if it's a bunch of packages. So if it's a load of 3 or 4 and I can get them out first, it allows more room to be able to find them. I'm in the middle of Amish country. It's quite good because the Amish have friendly dogs. Really slippery roads, but friendly dogs. And it's wet today, so the other thing that slows me down is if there's a porch that has no covering, I put the boxes in a bag, unless it's a plastic bag like this in it, then it's already weatherproof. So I don't mind that. Oh, it slows you down a lot, but it's okay. I love days like today when I gave the guy the package. He gave me a gift of homemade goodies. He says he doesn't recommend eating them all at once. You might not sleep, so. Chocolate clusters, let's see what's in it. Oh yeah! Yummy! You don't have to wear brown stuff, right? You can wear your own clothes. And most people do, but I like to wear them because 2 reasons. One, it's freaking dirty and I don't want to destroy my own clothes. And the other one is because when people see me out on their property, the brown outfit gives them an instant recognition to say, oh, okay, I know who he is. It's like an ID badge wearing the brown uniform. These pants are so dirty. I wouldn't want to ruin my own jeans. So most seasonal people don't wear them, and they don't even issue them anymore. But I got these from previous years, so I continue to wear them. I'll show you something. Oh. See this truck here with the lights on? This is a postal card just for this area, or is it? Well, many places in America do this.
All over. They'll do it all over.
All over.
States, yeah.
And so this is your personal car, right?
My personal car.
So how do you drive on the wrong side of the car?
I have my pedals out here.
You have pedals down there.
So yeah. there's pedals on both sides. I can drive from either side, and then I just steer with
like that
with my left hand.
What about going around corners?
I'm pretty used to it.
Because we usually do 2 hands, right?
Well, most people, but I I just steer it around.
Holy cow!
You get pretty used to it as you do it, but
And so is this your own car or the country's, the federal's car?
no, this is my car.
So why didn't they provide you with a federal car?
I think a lot of the smaller offices just don't have the funding
Oh.
for government vehicles for all of them. So most of the rural offices use their own vehicles.
And so actually, I think you probably get around in the snow better than some of the federal vehicles, right?
Oh yeah, the federal vehicles are terrible.
They get stuck in the snow and people have to get them out.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible with snow. So
And do you get paid per mileage as well?
they do pay us miles.
Like I get paid miles on the seasonal.
we use
67 cents a mile I get. Ish?
Ours is, I think, like 94 cents a mile.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Because it's wear and tear on your car.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So they pay, that mileage is for the upkeep of the vehicles as well as the fuel reimbursement.
I have seen someone straddle their foot over to the other pedals.
Yep. Some of them, if they don't have the center console in their vehicles, and the older vehicles, the ones that either have a bench seat or it's open, a lot of them can just stretch
That'd be
over and
super easy to hit the wrong pedal.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm not gonna lie. With these ones that I had installed, I use both feet.
Yeah.
So like I hit the gas with one and brake with the other.
Like a rally driver. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a blessed day.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. The other day, I had to go to help another driver, and he was out in Amish country, and it was full of dirt roads, and it was raining that morning. It was super muddy and slidey, and it sprayed up all over the car, and it was difficult. You see the little horse and cart running around, and so they don't use technology. So my question is, how do they order? How do they do Amazon orders? They must get someone else to do it. Let someone else in. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. Not using Morse code to order stuff. Oh, fingers stings are so cold. You know what's super screwy is people that order packages and they don't have the number on their house or the letterbox or anything to indicate what their house number is, but they want a package delivered. They could make it easier for the package to arrive by numbering the house. I have to rely on Google Maps. Actually, sometimes Google Maps is even wrong. Could be wrong by a couple of 100 yards. And that's a problem when houses are close together. So I had to do this one out of order because it was in the way of everything else. And they've got 4 packages, and that long box back there has a spoiler on the back. So if they, obviously it's for a grandchild, so I faced the label to the wall in case the child saw it, just in case. I deliver here nearly every day. Probably every day. I don't think I've missed a day so far. The last couple of weeks. Oh gosh, I can't tell. There's no numbers on this house. Oh no, it's back behind me. And it's such a busy road, I'm gonna have to walk it back. Jeez. Dagnabbit. I hate that. Oh. I have to walk back. It's off the road a bit. Oh, actually, no, there's a small gap in the road. I can turn around and drive it. It's a bit of a walk back. No numbers on this house either. Oh, maybe there's one across. No numbers in the letterbox. Gosh. They want a delivery, but they don't want to number their place. Okay. According to this, I'm at the right place. My biggest fear about this job, I got 2 big fears. One is other traffic. There are so many accidents when it starts snowing. I can't believe that people forget how to drive in snow, and they still want to tail you when the roads are covered in snow and ice, and like they don't plan for incidences. They don't plan for ice, they don't plan for sudden braking, they don't plan for deer. It's dusk and they're still going fast. And you know, I have very little compassion for people who have rear-ended someone or they're upside down in a ditch from snow. So just take your time. About 80% of the training that you'll get from UPS is safety. Safety for yourself, safety for others, animals, property, and you'll get briefings every day about safety. And I think it's a good thing. I really trust UPS drivers because of the training that goes into the drivers, the stopping distances and what to look out for. And you'll hear the same thing every couple of days, and it's a good reminder. I think it's good. The other thing that scares me are animals, dogs. And I've prejudged dogs to be friendly. Oh, his tail's wagging. That don't mean anything. One time last year, I put a package down and I turned around and there was a dog right there. And he was head down, butt up, snarling at me. And he had a chain to him, but I couldn't tell how long this chain was. Could he reach me? And I started walking sideways to the car, and he leapt towards me, and my heart jumped, and I jumped, and I started running, and he was running towards me, and got to the end of the chain. Oh, I was so thankful. I was traumatized for the rest of the day. I was shaking the rest of the day. And I know most houses, their entry is where they park their car, not their front door. But if I can't see what's behind their house, and especially if I see a chain, if I see a long chain, I ain't going back there. I'm putting the package at the front of the house because I'm not risking it. I'm not risking the biscuit. No. I feel like every day, it's not a very good promotion, but I feel like every day is, at the end of the day, I feel like I survived. It's 73% of incidences that happen to UPS drivers are animal incidences, animal bites or animal attacks. 73%. Keep that in mind. This morning I've got this interesting load. It's to a farm and it's going to take up the whole car just to deliver the one delivery. So I've got to do that first, then come back and load the car. The first time I ever delivered there, I was really confused. I didn't know where to go because the number goes to the house. I didn't know it was a business. It was quite confusing. But I've been here quite a few times, and I think the second or third time I was here, I had to do a pickup, and it was a barrel. And what I had to pick up was bull semen. They said, don't spill that. This place up there I don't really like delivering to because there's a couple of dogs there and they kind of edgy, sketchy, scare me. So I have one glove on and one glove off because I've got to use one hand to touch the phone and the other hand I grab the package with, because the cardboard dries your hands out and they crack. They turn like sandpaper. And when they have cats on the porch, that's always a great sign that there's no dogs around. See these dogs here? Dogs. I've met these dogs before, but they still scare me. So you don't know. And they can smell fear too. Okay, waggling tail, they're wagging their tails. It's a good sign, but it's not a guaranteed sign because I've been tricked before. They look happy. They look happy. They look happy. Some people don't clean up. And there's dog crap everywhere. It's like looking for landmines, especially in the snow where you can't see them. Did hit some bombs once. My gosh! I'd record this, but I don't know if they got cameras. I got attacked by 2 geese. Head down, butt up, honking at me, going at me. 2 of them. And before, about an hour ago, there was this little Shih Tzu dog being silent at the stairs. Had a long chain rope thing on him. And I was approaching it slowly. It's okay. And I was going to go around the stairs, and then he started at me, and I abandoned the package and I had to run. I knew it was chained up, so surely it's got to run, and I was running, and it was gaining ground, and then oh my gosh. And the owner came out and says, oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, it was your bad. Geese, that's my first one. Heaps of them came out at me. Heaps of them. So they didn't bark friendly like. So I'm not getting out of a car. Oh, the owner's right there. Thank goodness the owner was home. He put him inside. I was able to deliver. Okay, good. Next one. This next delivery, the warning says, beware of dog, beware of animal. Okay. Sometimes there's chickens and ducks. I don't mind the chickens and ducks because I know there's no dogs around. There's chicken poop everywhere. I've got to step over the chickens, step through the chicken poop, and I'm looking for a place to put the package, so I'm not putting it in poop. But people are free to live the way they want to live. Not for me to judge, but hard for me to do. Alrighty, so it is like 10 to 4 right now. In an hour and a half, it'll start getting dark. It's not much of a problem when it goes dark, except you don't know where the dogs are. And oh man, that's scared I've been, is turn up to someone's house and this pit bull was at my ankles, and I just stood there. And the owners said to me, thanks for remaining calm. The other thing that happens in the dark is when you're in the trucks, I've driven the trucks before, and on the wet, slushy roads, there's a camera up there, but it gets all the dust and sludge. And especially if it's been snowing, you'll get the drips and the freezes over the camera lens itself. So when you are backing up, you can't see anything. And sometimes you're looking for a shine from your red lights. You're looking for some sort of something to show where the edge of the road is. Maybe you can see a letterbox, and it's kind of scary to back into your position. No, not sometimes, always. Because you don't know where the edge of the driveway is, and if you're going to go into a ditch. They call an incident like a crash, even if you hit a letterbox or a fence or something like that, and it hasn't done a lot of damage, but some customers have been upset just with tire marks on their lawn, right? So you have to stay on the driveway or on the road as much as you can and not damage any property. And I got a story about that, actually. I got a really good story. It's going to take a good 10 minutes to tell. I don't know where to cut that in. Maybe it's a whole different video. I just delivered to a guy just now, and he says, are you from Australia? I says, yes. He says, I hear that twang in your voice. And when I first came here, people would ask if I was British all the time. But I think because we're becoming more used to different voices through the internet, over the last 5 years or so, I haven't had very many that have not picked out Australian. So they're becoming more sophisticated, more educated with the different types of dialects in the accents. I forget I have an accent until someone mentions it. Hello. You want to go for a ride? I was here earlier today, and I discovered I didn't have your package with me.
Oh my gosh.
I had to go back and get it.
It's been a busy day. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Oh, it was been a mad day.
Oh my gracious. Just the season.
Yeah, so you'll probably see me again, drive in your driveway and drive out again.
I might see you.
At the end of the season, has it been worth it? All that hard work, all that driving, all the fatigue. Well, this is my results at the end of the season. This is minus 2 days. I still have 2 days of pay to come yet. The season lasts between Black Friday and Christmas Eve. Finishes on Christmas Eve. And so this is my totals. This is my last paycheck minus 2 days. So I've still got 2 days worth of pay coming. As you can see here, my regular pay was $23 an hour. My overtime is $34 an hour. So I only got, say, 38 and a half hours of regular time. After 8 hours, you go into overtime per day. And on Saturdays is total overtime if you work 5 days. So if you only work 4 days during the week, then you work a Saturday, it's not overtime, only if you worked a 6th day. The total hours I worked was 47, nearly 48 hours. So here's my base rate, $887 on regular pay, $313 in overtime. The mileage here, you don't get taxed on that. That's not taxable income, that's more of a reimbursement. That $544 in miles equals about 811 miles I did for the week. My current earnings for the week, $1,700 minus taxes and deductions. So there's my total deducted in taxes there, so about $200. Total earned, how much I netted. And here's my year to date. I think with the extra 2 days that I haven't been paid yet, it'll go over $6,000. If you deduct the fuel that I paid into it, it was about $300 in fuel over the few weeks there. I'm about to buy tires. So last time I purchased tires was 3 years ago, and I'm purchasing over $600 worth of tires next week. I think about $5,000 profit. If you were to work full time, that's the starting rate. And over 4 years, it amortizes over 4 years, you get a pay increase. It's 40 something an hour, top pay. So I know guys who are earning in excess of 140 grand a year as a UPS driver. The trade-off for that is you don't have a lot of time because your time is soaked up. You really value your weekends and your time off. Some of these full-timers might be working nearly 12 hours a day. But the benefits and even the retirement benefits are really good. Every state has a different pay rate. A few years ago, my son-in-law worked in Utah and he was earning $25 an hour back then when we were only earning 21 in Michigan. So check your state rates. If you want to apply, go to jobs-ups.com to find job openings in your area. If you want to find a seasonal job, they start advertising around September, October in your area for a November intake. I highly recommend it. I really like it. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it is rewarding. The people are great to work with. I really love working with the people. The drivers are great. This is not typical. Last year, the whole week before Christmas, I didn't even work in the Jackson office. There wasn't enough to go around. It really depends on the volume of packages that come through the center. And it also depends on how you are as a person. What do you like to work with? Be the type of person that people like to work with. Be the type of person that you would like to work with. Hope this has been a great insight of what it's like to be a seasonal support driver. I highly recommend it. And if you can get into a full-time position, I highly recommend that too. So thanks for watching.